Another part in chapter two we're going to talk about is, time frame alignment. So b before you start trading, it's important for you to check the overall market and how it's moving on the higher time frames. So these time frames up here, remember as we said, every candle, when you click 5 minutes, the 5 minute time frame, every candle will take 5 minutes. You see the countdown here on the right hand side. It will take 5 minutes for it to form. Now, you can find a trend within the lower time frame, but the higher time frame trend is stronger than this lower time frame trend. So now, when you before you start trading, go on the higher time frame and look at the trend, the overall trend of the market. So let's say if you go on the 1 day time frame, 1 day, every candle here takes 1 day to form. Now, if we look at a trend, is beginning to create. Right here was in a downtrend, lower low, lower high. Let me stretch it a bit. So lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it fell to create the lower high. So it kind of went past this level a bit. It says it's trying to create a new trend, an uptrend. So it created a higher high, then it created a higher low because it's higher than the previous low. Then it created a higher high, then a higher low, then a higher high, then a higher low. So in the daily time frame, price is heading upwards. It's in an uptrend. But remember, we trade within the 5 minutes. So now you go to the 4 hour, you check what kind of trend is it. The trend is not too clear on this one, but it was creating a bit of like consolidation, but it broke through and it came to the downside. So it created a lower low. Well, you could, if you look at it, pretty much it is kind of like an uptrend, like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It kind of made like, a lower low. But if you look at overall trend, it's like higher highs, higher highs, higher lows. Like if you skip all of this. So indeed, it's still like an uptrend. Now, if we go to the 1 minute, if we go to the 1 minute, I mean the 1 hour. Current price is creating an uptrend. Before it was coming into a downtrend, but then it started creating higher highs and higher lows, and then higher highs is creating a higher low. If it resists, it's likely to create a higher high. But if it breaks past these levels, then it will continue in a downtrend. Now, once you see the trend on the overall bigger picture, then you can move to the 5 minutes uh, and look for a trend within the 5 minutes because that's the time frame you'll be taking your trades in. So as price has created a higher high, it's creating a higher low right now. If it starts going back up, then we know on the 5 minutes we'll only look for uptrend. It's the exact pattern that's going up. We'll look for higher highs and higher lows. So if I go on the 5 minutes, because the 1 hour is coming down, then on the 5 minutes you're gonna see lower highs and lower lows because on the 1 hour is going up. Remember, all these candles can form one candle on the 1 hour. So it's creating lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So it's creating a downtrend. And if it starts creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, on the 1 hour, you just see one green candle just going up. Only one green candle. But on the 5 minute, you'll see multiple candles just creating an uptrend. So, so in the 5 minutes, you might begin to see this creating higher highs and higher lows. But on the 1 hour, you just see one green candle going up. because within that 1 hour, there is multiple 5 minutes in it. So it's just creating an uptrend within that 1 hour candle. I hope that makes sense. So time frame alignment is important for you to check and see what's the trend on the higher time frame because the higher time frame is always stronger. But also um, you can always find trends within the higher time frame. You can always find trends within the higher time frame, uptrends, downtrends, and sideways trend. When we trade, we'll focus on the 5 minute time frame. So that's analyzing the market and aligning the time frames to to see where price is heading to. So when you trade, you can just spend like 5, 10 minutes to see what's the overall trend of the market in a higher time frame. When you keep going to as you keep going lower, you begin to see more of a trend, like what kind of trend is happening. So by the time you reach to the 5 minute that you'll be trading on, you know what kind of direction the market is going. So that's time frame alignment. And please do some research on YouTube as well to get more information and more details on how that works. And do watch the video over and over again if you need to.